If you were a gamer or you still game, you do have the skills to reach the top 1% of editors, you just don't know how to use them yet. And before everyone spams the comments saying, I don't know what I'm talking about, video games is a distraction, blah blah blah. Yes, okay, I'm not implying, I'm not saying that you should play video games right now, but the point I want to give is something that I've been journaling about in the past few days that led me to do this video. So again, does video games equals you being the top 1? No. But by playing video games, you actually gain some skills that you need in order to reach the top 1%. So let's change the word from skills to maybe instincts. Because at the end of the day, we're gonna adapt some of the skills that we gain from gaming, some of these instincts, and we're gonna transform it into actual skills to use in our business, video editing. So as I said before, I've been journaling a lot about this. I just took a week break just to build entirely every single hour of the day the new version of my coaching program. So I started journaling about this, and I actually found some correlations that actually translated from instincts from gaming to actual skills. So let's talk about them. The biggest one is being competitive. I can't lie. I was working on a 9-to-5 job, and 7 to 8 months later, I was doing 10K with video editing. And as a gamer, as my little gaming brain, I realized that the competitive skills I had from gaming directly helped me to scale. And why is that? Simple. I wanted to be the best. All my life, I was the most competitive person I knew. Every single game that you can name that I've played, I wanted to be the best. And I was probably the best, without no ego lifting here. And let me tell you, there were so many games that I could have played in my whole childhood, but the same game that I always fell into was FIFA. Now called the AFC or whatever it is, but FIFA always dragged me into playing. And why is that? It's literally a game of something that I love, that is football, from my American folks, soccer. It pulled this competitiveness that I had because it's a 1v1, and in order for me to win, I needed to be better than the other guy. The folks who play FIFA, of course you know, like handicap and all of this, but realistically, if you are better than the other person, you win. And this just sparks my brain. It's like a fire that comes into my head and just like, you can see my eyes like literally going on fire. And I just translated this energy that I had on FIFA to my editing business. I wanted to be better than everyone else. I obsessed about video editing in order to grab the skills as soon as possible and be better than anyone else. It's like I was playing Foot Champs and I was rank 5, but I wanted to be rank 1. I wanted to be the best, and I worked to be the best. And I can confidently say, call it ego, call it whatever, I was the best in some time. In the Minecraft niche, I reached the most money that I ever knew anyone made with only Minecraft. Every video that I did had millions and millions of views, and I worked with the biggest creators on the niche. I obsessed about this. I got my competitive side talking for me, and that led me to scale as fast as I could. I was obsessed. I learned every single skill that I needed, combined them both, got the mentality that I had to be the best, and I reached it. I reached the desired 10K per month that any editor wants. Was it the cleanest? No. And by this, I don't mean scamming or whatever. I just created a strategy back in the day. If a creator wants an NDA, I would charge more than usual. And nowadays, I totally regret that because I cannot say that I worked with those kind of people. And let me tell you, it was big, folks. But nowadays, I also know other strategies to get to 10K without overloading myself. So I'll give you some examples of some skills that you can translate from gaming to your video editing business. Pattern recognition. I'm gonna grab a very famous game that is Pokemon. In Pokemon, you always have these little trees that you need cut to cut the trees, or these rocks that you need rock smash to smash the rocks. If you do these patterns, you know that you will get a reward. So do the same with video editing. Find those little details that if you fix them, if you cut or smash, you will be in front of 90% of the competition. The pattern recognition that you have on games, you can translate this into finding the details and finding the spots that your video is lacking. And trust me, most of these little mistakes that we call details, they will completely change the whole video for the better. Timing and rhythm awareness. This is such a big one, and I like to say that it's so much easier for an editor to scale or for the editor to be good whenever they have a background on something artistic. For example, timing and rhythm is a big one for someone who has a music background, someone who really likes music. I have a perfect example of a student of mine, Endo. All of his life he made music, So when he translated that into video editing, his pacing is completely out of this world. And I know the clients that he works for, and trust me, they are so impressed on how good in pacing he is. And it's simply just translating this timing and rhythm that he had from music to actual video editing. And when I say music, I say games as well. On a game that has story modes, there is sections of the game that you're roaming to somewhere or you're just collecting loot, and then you have the big fights. They're super interactive and super fast. So there is changes of rhythm as well on games. For example, in CSGO, you have all of this action going on and around, but then they stop for 10 seconds so you can cool down, you can talk to your teammates, you can talk about tactics, you can buy stuff, whatever. It slows down to prepare yourself to the action after, and that's rhythm. For example, in a lot of story modes, I'm gonna grab an example that I know, that is Zelda. You have this amazing soundtrack, but when something bad happens or something hits, like you're hitting the final hit on a boss, the music drops and there's a echo, there's a delay. There is the music slowing down to the next music as well. So here you have a contrast of music that you can see that it changes the rhythm and changes the timings whenever something hits. I love to do this in music, for example, for action scenes. Let's just say a football video. There's someone waiting for meeting the players, and the music is chill, and whenever someone dabs it up, the music just gets exciting. It changes the whole rhythm of the video for something more fast, more exciting. But then you can slow down again when someone ignores the guy. For example, on a gaming video. Let's just say that the point of the video is defeating a boss, but you're not there yet. You're roaming around. You can have like a suspense music, something more like toom 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 toom. And then when the boss appears, it completely changes the viewer experience of that video. When some hit, it's what we call the hit of the action, the music actually matches it, that's an amazing viewer experience. Another big one, flow in storytelling, especially if you play those story games. Amazing games like Last of Us, God of War, those amazing titles that the story is just insanely good. You always feel in the game, you want to succeed on that game because the story is so good. Also teach you the flow of videos. It teaches you tension, build up, release. 3 very important things on storytelling. The release, again, when you kill a boss. The build up, when you're going there farming stuff to get better and better to defeat the boss easily. The tension, when maybe you're defeating a pre-boss or maybe you're going there and the music just gets intense. All of this is so amazing to just talk about. I just feel super excited talking about this because yet again, I just feel like my childhood is actually helping me nowadays into my business. It is not just like, oh yeah, I was a gamer so I wasted time and there is 16-year-olds doing millions and millions a month and I was just there playing games. Now it's actually helping me and that makes me feel good. More examples? Sure. Problem solving under pressure. Super quick example. CSGO. You rush A, all of your team dies, you're the one left, you pick up the bomb, you rotate to the B side because it's safer. What you did there, you found a solution to a problem. Now you are alone, you don't know what to do, rotate, plant B, that's fine. You came up with a solution of your problem. And that's literally what editors do. We are problem solvers. Editing is like a puzzle, the cutting, the motion graphics, the sound design, everything combined to make a beautiful scene. And gamers are used to that system. Gamers are used to trial and error and adjusting quickly. And that's what we do in video editing. You're doing a motion graphic, it's not looking the best. You tried, you fail, trial and error, and you try again. It's literally the same mindset when you gotta fix a video. Let's just say the footage is bad, is underexposed. You go there, you do some color correction, you fix it. The audio is horrible. Maybe use the enchant option of Premiere, who knows, you fix the audio. The video had bad production, now you fix it with voiceovers. This section of the video really doesn't give context, okay, you give context with motion graphics. So editors are literally problem solvers, and you used to do this when you were a gamer. Every time you found yourself in a bad situation in the game, you always found solutions to get through it. So do the same with video editing. When something is bad, find a solution for it. You are more than used to do that. And there is 2 last points that I want to talk about. First one being creative decision making. And this is such a big one. Games consistently force you to make these micro decisions that will affect the bigger picture. And in editing, again, if you see the correlation, It's the same. Every cut, every frame, every effect builds up towards the emotional impact. And again, that's why storytelling is so important. You are building up a video for an emotional impact of your viewer, so your viewer has the best viewer experience he can have. Just think about the videos that you remember the most. Those videos were the ones that hit you the most emotionally. I'll give you a super good example that a lot of editors do, and it's a mistake. And don't worry about it, I did that mistake as well. When we are counting attempts, the first thing that comes to your mind is doing, for example, 1 out of 10 attempts. Let's just say that the creator is saying, oh, we'll have 10 attempts to try to score this goal, okay? 10 attempts, there you go, 1 shot, 1 out of 10. Realistically, that wouldn't be bad, but it's not contextual enough to impact the viewer. What if you just do a balls game? You have 10 gray balls, and if he scores, there's a green ball, if he misses, there's a red ball. See how much context and difference it is just to have graphics instead of text saying 1 out of 10. So this creative decision making that you gain from games actually can help you in this case. I just give you an example. And if you're asking which game gave me this example, Super Mario. I don't know if you ever played Super Mario Bros. Depending on the game, but most of the games, it's a platform game that you have to collect the coin stars throughout the level. And when you collect one, there's a little graphic at top saying 1 out of 3. But it doesn't say 1/3. It has 3 balls and 1 gets filled with the star that you just gained. And this can seem obvious, but trust me, a lot of editors would do this mistake, especially under pressure, and I did that mistake before as well. So it's totally common, but if you just put the creativity that you gain from games, you actually will be more creative the way that you contextualize your graphics. And the last topic that I want to touch on is focus and endurance. Long editing sessions require deep focus and a lot of patience, and gamers have trained for this, especially the ones who played grinding games, such as Minecraft, Terraria, all of these games that you need to grind in order to get good. So all of the grinding, the strategizing, you just need to translate this into discipline that actually helps you have this hunger for grinding video editing rather than grinding these video games. If you played Minecraft, don't tell me that you love to mine obsidian or you love to mine stone to build a castle or whatever. That's some focus, that's some grinding that you gotta do in order to reach your objective. So just translate this discipline, just translate this focus that you have in order to edit videos. TLDR, video games can actually make you a better video editor only if you translate the skills that you gain from them and put it into your business. Just a quick disclaimer, this was just a yap session that I had on my journal and I wanted to share. And realistically, I'm not saying to you to play video games. I do believe it's a distraction, but if you're done with your work, if you've done everything that you have and you have a little bit, enjoy yourself. This was just to clarify. I hope you enjoyed this video and I see you in the next one.